Welcome to our exploration of the future of human evolution. Today, we dive into the genetic modifications that could enable us to live on Titan, Saturn's largest moon. Imagine a world where the rivers flow with liquid methane, where ice volcanoes erupt with hydrocarbons, and where the atmosphere is so dense that you could strap on wings and fly. That's Titan, a moon more like a planet with its own unique wonders and challenges. But could humans ever call such a place home? That's the question we're tackling today, exploring the cutting edge of genetic engineering and the potential to adapt the human body to thrive in such an alien environment. First, we've got to deal with the cold. I'm talking minus 290 degrees Fahrenheit, surface temperatures that would make Antarctica feel like a sauna. We'd need to engineer some serious cold resistance. Imagine enhancing the production of brown adipose tissue. That's the good fat that generates heat. Think of it like turbocharging our internal furnaces. Then, we'd need to tweak cell membranes, making them more flexible and functional in those extreme temperatures, preventing them from freezing solid like a popsicle forgotten in the back of the freezer. Think about it, our cells are basically tiny bags of water, and water expands when it freezes. Not good if you're a cell trying to function. We'd need to find a way to either prevent that expansion or engineer our cells to survive it. This is where things get really interesting, because we're talking about altering the very building blocks of life. Next up, the atmosphere. Titan's air is mostly nitrogen, with a smattering of methane, but almost no oxygen. That's a problem for us oxygen-breathing humans. We'd need to find a way to either modify our metabolism to utilize methane as an energy source, talk about a radical diet change, or become incredibly efficient at anaerobic respiration, generating energy without needing oxygen. Imagine a world where a deep breath doesn't fill your lungs with oxygen, but instead draws in the methane-rich air of Titan. This isn't just science fiction, folks. Scientists are already exploring ways to introduce anaerobic metabolic pathways into mammalian cells. It's a long shot, sure, but so was putting a man on the moon. Now, let's talk gravity. Titan's gravity is about 14% of Earth's, meaning you could jump higher and lift heavier objects. Sounds fun, right? But living in low gravity for long periods can weaken bones and muscles. To combat this, we'd need to enhance bone density, perhaps through genetic manipulation, ensuring our skeletons remain strong and healthy. And it's not just our bones. Our muscles would also need a boost. Imagine genetically engineering our bodies to produce myostatin inhibitors. Myostatin is a protein that limits muscle growth, so blocking it could lead to increased muscle mass and strength, even in low gravity. We'd be like the super athletes of the solar system. Chapter 4, a shield against radiation. Space is a dangerous place. Titan's atmosphere does offer some protection from cosmic radiation, but it's not enough for long-term exposure. We'd need to boost our radiation resistance. Imagine if we could insert genes from extremophiles. Those are organisms that thrive in extreme environments here on Earth, like the tardigrades, those microscopic superheroes that can survive almost anything. These extremophiles have developed incredible mechanisms to repair DNA damage caused by radiation. If we could transfer those abilities to humans, we'd be walking, talking radiation shields, ready to take on the cosmos. Think of it, our very DNA rewritten to withstand the harsh realities of space travel. Chapter 5. Seeing in the Titanian Twilight. Titan's atmosphere is thick and hazy, scattering sunlight and making the surface pretty dim. That means we'd need to enhance our vision. Imagine increasing the number of rod cells in the retina, the photoreceptor cells responsible for vision in low light. We'd be seeing in the Titanian Twilight like cats on Earth, able to navigate the dimly lit landscape with ease. But it's not just about seeing more clearly, it's about perceiving the world differently. Titan's atmosphere filters out certain wavelengths of light, meaning colors would appear different. We might need to enhance our color perception as well, allowing us to appreciate the full beauty of this alien world. Chapter 6. Thriving in a hydrocarbon world. Here's a big one. Titan's lakes and rivers aren't filled with water, they're filled with liquid hydrocarbons like methane and ethane. That means we'd need to adapt to a whole new kind of chemistry. Imagine modifying our skin and respiratory systems to resist chemical irritation from hydrocarbons. We'd be practically immune to the corrosive effects of these chemicals. Think about it. Our skin is our first line of defense against the environment. We'd need to make it impervious to the hydrocarbons that dominate Titan's surface. And our respiratory systems, well, they'd need a complete overhaul to filter out the harmful chemicals while still allowing us to breathe. It's a tall order, but hey, we're talking about rewriting the human blueprint. Chapter 7, The Art of Breathing on Titan. Finally, we'd need to address the elephant in the room, or should I say, the lack of oxygen in the atmosphere. We've talked about anaerobic respiration, but another option would be to enhance our oxygen storage and utilization. Imagine genetically engineering our bodies to store more oxygen in our blood and muscles, allowing us to go longer periods between breaths. Think about it, deep-diving whales can hold their breath for hours. What if we could borrow some of their genetic adaptations? We could also explore ways to reduce our metabolic rates, conserving oxygen and making each breath last longer. It's all about efficiency, folks, squeezing every last molecule of life out of the air or lack thereof. The future of humanity. These genetic modifications might seem like science fiction, but they're based on real science, pushing the boundaries of what we know about genetics and human potential. These modifications could one day make Titan a new home for humanity. Imagine future generations looking up at a salmon-colored sky, marveling at the rings of Saturn, their home a testament to the incredible adaptability of life itself. The journey to Titan wouldn't be easy, but the rewards, the expansion of human knowledge, and the potential for a new home among the stars make it a journey worth considering. Stay curious and keep exploring the possibilities of science and space.